Hey everybody, welcome to another week of the Nerd Herder Show. My name is Nick.
I'm Rich.
And this is, episode 43?
43.
Wow.
Yeah, it's for 43 weeks. Almost to a year.
Almost to a year. We're coming up on it. We might do something special. We might forget, and the week after we'll be like,
oh crap, we should have done something for
our... that's probably the likeliest scenario.
Yeah.
So, today is the day where we would normally have movie news and video game news. Mm-hmm. We might have both, but we're definitely going to talk about video games this week. There's going to be a whole lot of video games this week, and it is because of these things here.
These little monsters.
These little pocket monsters, these Pokemons, these Pokemans, these Pokermans, as I've heard them called throughout the course of the last couple of weeks. So we're really going to talk a lot about this because of what? What came out?
Get a new mobile game out called Pokemon Go.
Yes, the first mobile game that has anything to do with Nintendo that came out this year.
So anyway, we are the Over a Beer channel. So before we dive into our video game news,
too much about Pokemon. Let's see what
we gotta talk about what we're drinking.
Yeah, what are we drinking?
So this is it looks like it's just called Stealin' Time.
Stealin' Time.
Summer Wheat from Magic Hat.
It's got a cool kind of pop art.
Yeah.
Logo here.
It's got a little.
I really like how it looks.
This is a woman wearing sunglasses. It's got a little little clock on it. I was gonna say a little time on it. It's got a clock.
It says a performance in every bottle, so we'll see if it's a striking performance, an Oscar-worthy performance, or if it's a crummy one. It's a summer wheat, like you said.
It's got a creepy winking sun on the back.
3/4 pint of wheat ale brewed with ginger.
A summer fling with a zing.
Yes, well, see, here's the thing.
There's a story.
Usually, I throw away the caps, but I noticed there were little puns in there.
Oh, okay.
So, what do you have?
Life is better inside a warm sweater. I'm not sure why you're wearing a warm sweater in the summer, but...
I don't know. And then I have Life's a beer. ... Drink it.
Oh! Now, there is also a story here that we have. The ancient ritual of brewing a distinctly rich and flavorful beer is a performance to behold. Our mysterious melange of time-honored ingredients harmonize with chaotic chemistry, humble patience, and blind faith to create this unique beer to share with the rousing company of kindred spirits. Cheers.
Cheers. I believe that word is pronounced mélanger. I think it's French. I might be wrong. I might sound like an idiot. So.
I never took French.
You can definitely taste the ginger. It's okay. Let's see. You know, we've had a lot of IPAs lately.
Yeah.
It's a big departure from that.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not necessarily thinking that I'm against it yet. You could see this being a refreshing beer on a warm day, like it says. Let's see. I'm gonna drink a bit more and see how this one.
First impressions, I'm not a big fan of it.
We'll see. I might be a slightly bigger fan than you. Very different though. You can taste ginger ale in there. Absolutely.
But this isn't beer review.
No.
You can check those out every Tuesday at youtube.com/overbeer. But this is our top video game news, and the top video game news story this week, without question, is the release of Pokemon Go.
So we're going to kind of attack Pokemon Go a couple different times this week, and we're going to split up kind of our thoughts. So for the news portion, we're going to kind of just talk about the news surrounding the release of this game. And we're going to share more of our thoughts and experiences playing it later on in the week for our discussion. So let's go ahead then and just talk about some of that stuff. So first of all, this game released, what did it come out on, like a Thursday or something last week?
Yeah, I think it was Thursday.
It was like late Wednesday night, I believe, because we had recorded, you left, and it was available.
Yeah, because it was available in Australia early, I think, Wednesday.
Yeah.
And the people who were in the beta had an update on their phone for it. And so they, in America, got to play it.
Yeah. But so then this game came out on a Wednesday night, and it seemed like I work on a university.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like by 10:30 that day, that next Thursday morning, everyone had it.
Yeah.
Everyone had this game. And so we'll talk again more about our experiences playing it and stuff at a later date, so stay tuned this week for that. But there were instantly stories either that day or that Thursday or that Friday that Nintendo's stock had risen.
It went up like 25%.
Yeah. Instantly because of this game.
Which
then
they only kind of have a part in, so that's interesting.
But I think because it is like... it's their property,
sure.
But the Pokemon Company runs it.
Yeah, like everyone associates Nintendo with Pokemon, so there's the stock that would go up, which kind of bums me out. Kind of wish I would have been thought ahead and invested in Nintendo.
I know, right? But so their stocks went up. The game immediately in the Apple Store was both the top free app and the top, not paid app, but the top grossing app. They have 3 different lists on there that you can see.
Okay.
I could pull it up now while you talk about something else. I'm sure it's...
and then as of this recording, I think it was... Because we're recording on a Wednesday of the week prior to you guys watching it. And it was either today or the day before that they announced... or the release that it had already made $14 million.
Right. This was a few days ago, even. So
it was Monday or Tuesday. And this is a free-to-play app. So in the app, you can purchase credits or like the in-game currency with Poke Coins or something, whatever they're called. And then you use those coins to buy Pokeballs, incense, eggs, incubators, all kinds of different stuff. And so that, I mean, otherwise it's... Because I haven't spent a dime on this yet. No. And you haven't either. And I've managed just fine. So you replenish your Pokeballs and your inventory stuff through Pokestops, which are pinpointed on the map, different locations you have to travel to. So you can use the in-game currency to get that. I haven't spent any money. You haven't spent any money. Don't really know anybody yet who has spent money. But this is one of like the quickest...
See, I have talked to people who have spent money.
Oh, really? Okay.
But nobody that lives here in Orlando. And I kept wondering, why would anyone need to spend money? Like, I constantly am discarding items because my bag is full. Like, constantly. Yeah. Because of where I work, there are 2 Pokestops that both are within range of my desk. Everywhere I walk on campus, there is Pokestops, there is Pokemon. And I was just wondering, like, what would be the point? Like, why would you need to spend money? And then it wasn't until I talked to some friends who live in New Hampshire, some friends who live in some other smaller areas, and they're like, yeah, I had to get more incense. I had to get, because there's just nothing here.
See, I almost spent money.
And then I was like, oh, interesting.
I was very close the other day, because I ran out of Pokeballs. So, like, where I work, there is one Pokestop behind our building. So where I work, it does not come in contact with it. So I can only go out there on break and get 3 Pokeballs, 4, whatever the case is. And so, like, if I was out and about, like, over the weekend trying to get stuff, and if I'm trying to catch Pokemon and I get through a bunch of Pokeballs, I'm SOL.
Yeah, that's true. And I was even trying to figure out, when would I be even not compelled to spend the money, but feel safe in doing it. Not that I think that they're going to steal any information. Sure. It's all done through the Apple Store, through the Google Store, or whatever. But at what point would I be confident enough that if I spend some money on, say, another lucky egg, that the servers wouldn't crash for the 30 minutes that I have it used? Like, at what point am I going to feel confident enough that that stuff is going to be figured out, that I would spend money to then be disappointed?
See, that's never been my concern. My concern is once I haven't spent a dime once, but the first time I do it, I've opened the floodgates to me like, oh, well, I put $5 on this before. What's another $5? And the next thing you know, however long I end up playing this game, I've spent more and more money. Whereas if I keep it this way, I can still say, nope, I haven't spent any money. I'm not going to spend any money.
Yeah, I really don't intend to spend anything. And like I said, as long as I'm where I'm at, like, there's no reason that I would. But there's some other stories. So the server crashes that I just mentioned, that was a big story, and it continues to be a story. It's
still an issue. It's less of an issue than when it...
couple days, there were massive hour-long, like 4 hours long
I couldn't even sign up when it was open here because the servers were
and there's
down.
this big issue where every time it would like pause, it would kick you out, and you'd have to log back in, and that was annoying.
I'm still having issues with the gyms. It's still crashing on me for gyms. Are you having that issue?
Oh yeah, I'm still having tons of issues. The good thing, haven't tried a gym because, again, being in such a highly populated area, all the gyms are like, I'm like, all right, no point in bothering right now. I got to keep training.
What do these people do all day? How do they have a 1,000+ level?
Well, I mean, I have a couple of those.
You asshole.
And I'll talk about in our discussion the tactic that I went down anyway. But what was I gonna say? What was I talking about?
About servers?
Yeah, the servers. Oh yeah, the issue that I've still been having is it'll freeze once you get a Pokemon in a Pokeball.
Yep.
But the great thing that happens is when you close out the app, 90% of the time you go in, you check your recent Pokemon, you caught that.
Well, see here, I've had two issues. I've had the issue where it catches it, but it doesn't go to the caught screen, where it's like it's the little Pokeball.
Well, yeah, that's an issue. There's nothing you can do about that.
But it's in the Pokeball.
Like way off in the distance?
Yeah, and I'm like, it's frozen, and I had to close the app, and I got back in, and I didn't have it. I had the Pokemon in my Pokedex because I had seen it, but I hadn't actually caught it.
That's an issue,
But once it's in like the close-up screen where it freezes like the background and stuff, then you're safe.
Yeah.
Because I've had a couple problems
issues.
with the...
I've had some still glitches where you go to catch the Pokemon, or like you click on the wild Pokemon, it goes to the screen where you would catch them, and then there's nothing there. But typically, whether you're using the camera or not, if you switch to one or the other, it will show up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you have
I
that
haven't
issue,
had that issue yet.
That's been a thing. Yeah, so that was kind of the story, like, you know, especially at the beginning, like the server issues, they definitely have gotten better.
Well, and that was
they did an iOS update.
Okay.
So that was... But did you hear any of the... You don't have iOS.
No.
So you didn't get the update yesterday, but did you...
I haven't checked the Android store yet.
I don't think... As of yesterday, it was only iOS.
Okay.
I know that, but it was
to
fix some of the server issues and to fix the issue with it kicking you out and having to log back in. But then apparently what was happening to a lot of people, it was all over Reddit, people who didn't sign in with Google, who signed in with the Trainer Club or whatever the hell, they, with the update, many people that signed up that way were losing their accounts.
See, I signed up on both. When I first signed up, I did the Trainer account. And because I have a couple different like Google accounts, I was like, I don't know, I'm just going to go ahead and do a Trainer account. That would probably be the easiest one to do. Well, I had the most problems with. And the first day I couldn't log on that way, and the only way... Oh, there is an update for me. The only way I could log on was through Google. So I created the second account. And then that's the Google account's the one I've used since, because it's... That day I got more progress than I had in my Trainer account.
Well, yeah. So apparently yesterday, people on iOS who did that, who had the Trainer account, many of them were losing all their progress, which sucks.
Yeah.
But now, today, when I was when I was checking the charts, which I didn't say, it is still leading paid and grossing, or free and grossing apps. There's another update that simply says fixes for Pokemon Trainer Club login. So I think it's fixing that issue.
That's good.
They have already said, Niantic has already said that there will be bi-weekly updates. They're working on trading. They're working on leaderboards. All
That's
really exciting
cool
stuff. Yeah. So those are kind of the stories about it.
Yeah.
It's massive. And I think the overall story is just how quickly this thing took off. And how quickly it took off without really any marketing. It really all word of mouth. And it's insane. I heard something that second day, that Friday, there was a story that it was already on pace to be the most used app, like beating out the Twitter app or something.
Wow.
And then I heard something the other day that there was something like 4% of everyone that has a smartphone was currently had the game. And 4% doesn't sound like a big number, but when you really think about the amount of people that have smartphone devices in the world, 4% in less than a week is nuts.
And what's amazing is not just how quickly like this took off, but how many different types of people you see playing this? How many, like, I see all kinds of Facebook posts of people that I didn't even know, like, would have cared. And they're like, oh, I'm out catching Pokemon. This is so cool, blah, 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 blah. And the stories of, like, you know, friends of mine are like, oh, yeah, we were out, and I ran into these families, and we were hanging out and talking, and we were at this Pokestop that had incense, and blah, 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 blah.
The social effect. There's all these stories coming out of, like, psychology magazines and stuff saying that already the positive mental health effects of this game are showing in people. Just, like, literally cheering up people who consider themselves depressed.
Yeah.
There are people, I mean, you hear these stories about, you know, these people out and, like, people who are saying that they went on a 4-mile, 5-mile, 6-mile walk that never would have done that.
Yeah.
And I can attest to it. You know, there's this lake right around the corner, right? So I went on, like, a 3-mile walk the other day, and there was a couple guys out there that, like, it looked like they had never gotten off their couch in the last, like, 5, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they were out there sweating, catching Pokemon. And so, like, the positive effects, like, Nintendo has long tried to do this whole, like, health initiative in video games. You think of the Wii Fit and all of these things and the step goals and 3DS. But they finally did it.
Yeah, I mean, this is an exercise app in disguise.
100%.
I went for a walk there and was like, I'm going to go take a walk out in my area and see. I went like a 4-mile walk, just checking it out and seeing what I could find. And
you don't even realize you're doing it.
Yeah.
The one point that everybody's going to realize they do it is at the end of this billing cycle.
Yeah.
Right, with all the data. But, yeah.
Yeah, I think this was... well, we can save the rest of it for our discussion.
We should talk about... we'll talk about that in our discussion.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that later in the week. But that's the stories developing.
Yeah, of course. This, I mean, it'll be developing for...
quite some time. That's another thing I want to talk about when we talk about this. Okay. Is how long do you think this will stay a phenomenon? And so
yeah, that's kind of where I'm questioning
that's
too.
What I want to see. So we'll talk about that in a couple of days. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Tweet us your best Pokemon Go screenshots and stuff like
send us some photos. Comment below. What do you guys think of it?
If you've got one of those Diglett pictures that's going around now, let us see it. Have you seen these?
No. I have a feeling they're good.
It's trending. But anyway, check those out. Tweet them at us if you can.
You can find both of us on Twitter. I'm on Twitter at Rich Belson.
I'm at Stonks.
The channel is on Twitter at OABeer_official, and you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/overabeer. We're on Instagram at over_a_beer, where we just cracked 100 followers there. So thanks for your support there. And of course, YouTube at youtube.com/overabeer. Like we said earlier, every Tuesday we have our beer reviews there. And then every Friday on soundcloud.com/overabeer and on iTunes. He's showing me the Diglett picture. So yeah, if you have those pictures, go ahead and send them to us. So yeah, every Friday on iTunes and soundcloud.com/overabeer, we have the Overbeer podcast, which is a much more off-topic conversational podcast between a few of us here. And also, if you go to the Orlando... If you go to the Orlando Weekly website, I think it's just orlandoweekly.com, they're running their Best of Orlando voting contest right now. So if you go into local caller, best local podcast, we're not on the ballot, but you can do write-in ballot. So we are trying to win by write-in. So you can go ahead and go vote for the Overbeer podcast there. That would be awesome. But that will wrap things up for today. So until next time, drink up.
Butter me up.